Hey everybody, Digital Unity here, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Today we got a bit of a double header for you. Well, more of a 1.5 header. You'll understand in a minute. This is a big episode with a lot of progress that gets made. First and foremost, I build this little car here with a bunch of science implements on it to gather data from all around KSC to try and eke out enough science to get a docking port and some of the basics we need for our moon mission. Don't look. This is the boring part of the mission that's not important. Don't look at this. Don't watch this. After that, it's on to making the Mun rocket. This is our big objective, and it's a pretty big undertaking. I built this rocket with some pretty high hopes of getting a landing today. I'll let this run to the launch pad so you can see how well our mission goes. Okay, so after a small bit of localized research, definitely not cheap grinding for science, I have managed to get all of the required pieces for our Apollo-style mission. It's going to be a little bit odd, and I might want to go back to the VAV and put struts on this particular connection if something goes wrong, but this is the Step 6B Moon Man, launching and heading for greatness in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think this is gonna make it. I think this has everything that it takes. Now, the mission does request that we fly by the moon and return from a lunar flyby, so, you know, if this doesn't end up having enough Delta V to make it all the way and do all of the cool stuff at the moon, we're just gonna be able to turn back. And it's, you know, there's no shame. There's no shame in turning back. I honestly thought that this had all of the tasks on it, but, you know, I am mistaken. Apoapse is almost above the Kármán line, given a little bit of room to account for air resistance. Truth be told, I don't know what happens if I complete a moon contract before I've had the moon contract. So I'm not exactly sure what happens there. This may be ill-advised, but again, if something goes wrong, and I don't think that we've got what it takes to land, we just turn around and come back. I put a lander on this thing because I have high hopes, but I'm not convinced yet. You know, there's plenty that can still go wrong here. Could run out of electric charge, could run out of monopropellant, that heat shield might be too small. There's a lot that might not be right with this particular mission plan. Oh man. My orbit module's not going to be enough to transfer. I don't even think I'm gaining any kind of significant speed off of this. What's happening? Back to the lab again. Alright, I've swapped us out for a swivel. This should go better. Our drive stage should have enough punch now. Or maybe our orbit stage is the one that needs to have enough punch to get us into orbit. Regardless, I think that we're going to make it this time. Excuse me, why are you active? You should not have been active. You burned fuel that you didn't need to burn. I'm a little bit disappointed in you. Just need a periapse to appear. Come on. Orbit is circular, sort of. And we want to be with the moon at our 3 o'clock. Alright, there should be good. Jeb, point us prograde real quick. We've got a flyby to do, and possibly a landing. Oh, that wasn't smart. So we need to scale down our mission. Well, as you can see, that was dismal. But I will not surrender. I promised a Mun mission, and I will deliver. A Mun flyby. Truth be told, I think I need just a little bit better equipment to make a full-on moon landing happen. Fairings, better landing gear, a relay dish, all kinds of stuff that's just out of our reach right now. Slightly too far from our scientific grasp. So this is the real Step 6B, the Mun fly. The contract only calls for a flyby, so I wanted to be very cautious and make sure we got back from the Mun in one piece. Let's take it for a spin at the launch pad and see just how well it does. The real Step 6B mission, the Moon Fly, that's definitely what we were intending to do today, was to do a flyby and not have to ditch an entire vessel that wasn't working or doing what we needed. That never happened. Launching in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on, come on. Almost there. Darn. Okay. Set the moon as our target. The moon. The moon. Let's get ourselves a flyby. If nothing else, we're gonna get that today. Oh, we're gonna get a moon flyby handily. Okay, 4,000 might be a little close. 4,000 meters might be a little bit close to the moon's surface, so we're gonna just, like, flip around our, retrograde and... Like, now 48's much too high. 9,000's good. 9,000 is perfectly comfortable for me. Alright, Jeb. This is the exciting part, where we do nothing for a long time. I think we're now at space high over Kerbin, so we can do some data. I specifically want to use this... Well, I mean, I guess when I have a moon mission going, I'll be able to bring a scientist with me, so I can conduct this wherever, but I think it's worth more if I do it at the moon. That is 37 science, though. Oh, that's very interesting. Arconics think that we're gonna end up with another moon encounter. That's very interesting. Looks like we are going to go over one of the major craters, so that's good. Let's get some of that action, huh? How close are we? Hi, moon! Isn't it beautiful? Alright. And we've still got a little bit of fuel left in our drive stage, so we've overcalculated to do a moon flyby, which means that we probably could have managed a moon landing if I had done better work, but here we are. Looks like we've lost that secondary encounter. I want to get us to our apoaps, and it's probably a good thing that I've got so much spare fuel, because I need to really drag that periaps down. That's just not gonna cut it. But that's the price you pay for getting so close to the moon. That was a good flyby. The second encounter is back. Looks like we're not going to need this extra stage here at all, this orbiter stage. But that just means that I can reuse this for the Orbit the Moon mission. Because I know that there's one of those that comes up too, shortly after you do this. Point us retrograde again, Jeb. I want to burn the rest of this fuel to slow us down as much as we can before we enter the atmosphere. Okay, I want to use this extra fuel to slow us down as much as we can now that we've entered the atmosphere. That's bad. Well, we lost all our science data, so I have to load the save. We're gonna do this a lot differently this time. By approaching at a shallower angle, we're dealing a little bit less with the rigors of re-entry. I don't know if it's gonna be less enough to really matter, but it is considerably less. Keep us retrograde relative to the surface, please, because that's where we want to end up, is on the surface. I don't know how much burning this fuel is helping, but oh, there we go. Looks like we're coming down no matter what now. it on a little bit of a spin cycle to get some of that heat dissipated. We have re-entered the atmosphere. Stage is spent. Drogues deployed. That is a successful mission, although it's not the mission that I was setting out to take, so I think that when we get more of these moon-related missions, we're gonna be really trying to gun for them, because I am not gonna let that be my legacy with relation to the moon. I am not gonna be giving up and taking flybys here. We are landing on that moon. So help me. Gonna be a minute. 425 science! There we go, that's gonna really help us. Oh, and we're almost at 1 million funds! Until next time, I have been Digital Unity, and this has been a little disappointing. I'm a little burned by it, but we're gonna make it. We're gonna make this happen.